Today, we're participating in the final round of the Aus-NZ Combined Intercontinental GT Challenge. This is Triple Crown Racing. Let's get into it. Hello everybody and welcome to the final round of the Aus-NZ Combined Intercontinental GT Challenge. Now round 5 of the championship takes us to the Nurburgring in Germany. Now in real life of course they race at Kyalami, but obviously they don't have Kyalami in this game, and the Nurburgring was deemed a suitable substitute for Kyalami, as I am getting very loose because it is very cold at the Nurburgring on this particular day in Project Cars 2, and well, a lot of us are struggling for tyre temp, and well, it was actually believed that this was down to our Xboxes, because apparently our Xboxes were having some issue in this lobby where a lot of us were suffering from lower tyre temps, and also the time of day is contributing as well, as is the time of year in game, which means that we're struggling for tyre temps, which means our cars are not handling very well. And in fact, some of us opted for the wet tyre, because the wet tyre was actually faster than the dry tyre. And it actually was faster for me during the week, during practice. I was actually one of the top 3 fastest drivers throughout the week. But then, coming into the race at the Nürburgring, it was the same setup, it was the same tyres, same everything, same time of day. But my car wasn't handling. I just couldn't get it to work properly, and that's not what we want, because this is the final round of the championship. Speed Racer and I come into the championship in 2nd place after taking 2nd away from the cash show Mercedes, and well, we don't want something like this happening. So coming through the final couple of corners here at the Nürburgring, see our car getting very loose and just negotiating the final corner. Now, throughout the week, I was right with some of these guys, but we come across the line with a time of 2 minutes point 7, which is good enough for 4th at the time. However, at the end of the session, well, it was good enough for 10th, and not only that, we also disconnected at the end of the session, which is really not what we wanted to happen. As you can see there, look, there's a disconnected from session screen, and it's one of my least favourite screens in racing. So moving on to qualifying, managed to get back into the lobby. However, I think we only had time for about like 1 lap or something. So coming across the line now, and it looks like it's going to be another 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes and point 6, which is good enough for 10th place, and it's just not going well for us. And it's such a shame, because I was right with some of the top guys, and we're struggling with something. Something has gone awry between the middle of the week and now. However, we're in 10th, and that's just where we're going to be starting for the race. Sado's qualified on the pole, followed by Shads, and well, we've got a lot of work to do. Let's see what we can do here in the final race at the Nürburgring. So here we are coming to the green here at the Nürburgring for the final round of the championship, and the lights are actually coming on before I've even made it to the final corner, and we go green here at the Nürburgring, and we've gotten a reasonably good start. Night Pegasus and I have fallen slightly behind the leading pack. However, we are still with Night Pegasus, and it looks like we've gotten a better start than him. Let's see if we can get it done down the inside into turn 1. It looks like we can, and it looks like we're back on the back of the leading pack, and we're currently sitting in 9th place, chasing down Right Soa in the Machuca Porsche. And so far everybody's made it through relatively clean through the first couple of corners. Right Soa going a little bit wide. We're going to try and seize the opportunity and get it around the outside of Right Soa, but we're off the track, and we make a little bit of contact with him as well, just for good measure. That could have ended in tears, but luckily it didn't, and we're still chasing down Right Soa. Our car isn't perfect, but it certainly is handling better than it was in practice and qualifying. And we're still trying to get by Right Sower. Everyone's still relatively clean here at the start of the race. And coming into the hairpin now, Right Sower a little bit wide. This will give us an opportunity to try and get by again. Right Sower still hanging on to the position. This is the battle for 8th and 9th. I was really annoyed with myself that I couldn't get a better qualifying position. So I'm really trying to be aggressive, really trying to make moves. Now, coming into this corner, Simo Racing, he actually runs wide. And then Right Sower loops the car as well. And, well, that's not a particularly good lap for either of these guys, because Simo's run wide again, which means that we have much better momentum than he does, and we are. Looks like we're going to get it done into the 4th to last corner. Will Simo try and hold it on the inside? It looks like he's just going to try it. We leave him room, but then cover off the line, and we secure our spot in 7th place for the time being. Now, fast forward to a couple of minutes later in the race. Simo is still looking to the inside, but we've overshot the chicane, and well, we just hold on to the position. However, Simo Racing is going to try and move up the inside. We try and give him the room, but our car gets loose on the dirty side of the track, and we are around, and we come back across in front of Night Pegasus. That's not what we wanted to do.
On the left side.
However, it's still 9th place because Right Sower had a terrible start, and now we're still battling with Night Pegasus. I was so annoyed at myself for doing that. However, the outside of the track just has no grip at all at the moment as we go down the inside of Right Sower into turn 1. And we're backing up into 8th place. Now fast forward to 39 minutes into the race, and Night Pegasus, he's looped it. And we've gone up into 5th place at the time because a few people have made their pit stops. And fast forward later in the race, we're in 4th place. And why are all the cars stopped on track? I'm sorry, why is the Avengers music playing? And there's Data Racer, he stopped on track. And why is the screen gone black? Oh no, not this again. No! So there it is. Our internet issues have struck again, and it has meant that my campaign, personally, I mean, there was still another night, of course. My campaign in the Intercontinental GT Challenge has ended prematurely. So here are the results from Session 1. Shads, without his teammate, Cosmic Robbie, was leading at the end of the first session, while we were all the way down in 10th place. Meanwhile, we're also being beaten by our championship rival, Sado, who was also doing the race by himself and was in 6th by the end of the first session. For the following night, I handed over to Speed Racer, and, well, needless to say, he did a remarkable job. He drove the car home to 5th place, while Sado took out the victory at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Shad suffered from the same issues that I did and had to retire a few laps early. However, he did still do enough laps to score enough points to win the championship. The number 147 Slightly Mad Racing Acura of Shads and Cosmic Robbie took out the championship, while Lucky and Sado were able to retake 2nd place. But meanwhile, it was an absolutely fantastic result for Speed Racer and I, who brought it home 3rd for the championship in the 86 car. Now, I know Speed Racer did quite a lot of the work and contributed to most of the results. However, I think as a team, we've done really well. And there's the certificate that we got, and, well, that's not Speed Racer's correct username, but whatever the case, there's a certificate, and it's really special to have something like that. It's been an absolute honor driving alongside a driver of Speed Racer's caliber, and I cannot wait to partner with him in another series, perhaps, that Aus-NZ runs that is an endurance championship. So that is the end of the Intercontinental GT Challenge. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I hope you've enjoyed viewing it as much as I enjoyed participating in it. And on that note, I bid you adieu. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.